I didn't know what you were talking about, Gina, about Steve's picture. I'm like, wait, is Steve here too? I had a limited view and now I see all these other people here.
Yes.
All right, we are recording now. So Lisa, if you want to get started, that would be great.
Thanks, Steve. Welcome, everybody. Happy 1st of July. We're excited to be here for our monthly client celebration call. I am co-hosting with my lovely and talented coach, Gina Manley. Excuse me. So we love to do this every month and get everyone together and celebrate our clients and talk to them about the successes that they've had and share some tips. And just really, this is our live version of the Eat, Live, Be Optavia page. So this is a great opportunity for you all to see in person the people that maybe you've been stalking on Facebook or liking or commenting on their posts. So we're happy you're here. A couple of things: if you can mute yourself if you're not talking, because when we have a lot of people on the call, sometimes we'll pick up some background noise. But then when you are ready to talk, please make sure you take yourself off of mute. And that's going to be found on the lower left corner of your screen if you're on a laptop. It's going to be a little bit different on a phone. So a couple of, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, the chat. Please feel free to use the chat over to the right, to offer encouragement. If you don't want to speak up or you haven't had a chance to speak up, we use the chat also during this call. So let me just open up and start by open forum and asking those of you, now we have a couple of people that are going to be telling us our story later. Tell us something good about Optavia in your journey. Tell us something that you've loved about it. Anybody? You're going to have to take yourself off mute. All right, where are my clients that I planted for this awkward silence moment?
I'll chat.
Thank you.
I'm not a planned awkward silence person, but I bring my own element of awkwardness to the situation. So, hey, you guys, I've been a coach for 3 years, and one of the things that I've loved about my journey is the accountability. And today I was on the phone with a couple of clients, and we're scheduling some follow-ups, and we can speak into that because part of what we do is we're circling around those conversations with nutrition and great habits for optimal health all the time. So I love that we are constantly holding ourselves accountable because we're teaching it to our clients. And I think that that's one of the most important things that we can bring to the table is we're in a community that's strong together, and we're accountable on our own health journeys because we're teaching and talking, and we can't do these things without living it out, not perfectly, but living it out ourselves.
Yeah, awesome. Absolutely. I love this community. The way we cheer each other on. Thank you. What else, you guys? Valerie, happy anniversary. 1 year ago tomorrow. Yeah, that's awesome. And Appleton, Wisconsin, the home of my mothership. What else? Anybody else have something they want to share that you love about Optavia?
I think the same thing so many of our clients love, and I'm still a client as well, just the simplicity of it. And on a busy day, I can just make sure I have all my feelings with me, and I don't have to worry about, getting caught without and making a bad choice, because I did do that many, many times. And even though I'm coaching clients, I've improved my own health by 22 pounds. So and I love helping other people, of course. And I love that Lisa believes that I could do it. So thank you.
You're so sweet. Debbie, 22 pounds. That is something to celebrate, you guys. Yeah. Oh, little feedback.
Hi, my name's Sherry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Sherry, we can hear you. Hi.
So I was going to kind of piggyback on that too, the simplicity of it. I feel like the way that the nutrition piece is set up, it kind of takes the focus off of food, which has really helped me. I'm a client. I just became a coach a couple weeks ago, but I've lost a little over 40 pounds, and I've been on a lot of diets. I'm a professional dieter, as I'm sure many of you have experienced too. So I've tried a lot of different plans and programs and ways of eating. And there was so much focus on food. I think that I was just always thinking about food. What am I going to eat? What do I need to prep? What do I need to go to the store to get? It just was constantly thinking about food. And that's not a good place for my mind to be. This program offers so many other ways for you to be thinking about, applying those healthy habits into your life, and the simplicity of the fuelings kind of gives me that relief. So that's really worked well for me and really helped to just transform the way I even think and look at food. To even think, oh my gosh, when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like 3 tablespoons of food. I'm going to starve to death. How is this going to work? And then to really find that my body did not need all this food I had been putting in it. So that's been a real, one of many revelations, but that's all I really had to share.
Thank you, Sherry. I love that. And congrats on becoming a coach. That's exciting. Kathy, were you going to say something?
I wanted to share about how I love the support and the simplicity of it as well. Being a registered dietitian, I was trying to do this on my own, and there was that huge gap between knowledge and practice. And I needed a new tool for my RD toolbox, and it's Optavia. And it's been wonderful because my husband and I have done it together since November. Collectively, together, we've lost about 54 pounds, and that's really exciting. I mean, we tried to do it my way, and it's like how to do it, but you just need, I guess the best way I could explain what I feel like this has been is like been a Swiss Army knife for us, because it comes with all these different little aspects and the features of this program with the coach, the community, the education, and the fuelings. I mean, the fuelings, it's the formula. You can't get that in the grocery store. You have to, be able to have that right balance. And I needed that nudge, and I'm so happy that Lisa Bloom introduced this program to me. And also Gina and Steve were another, great motivator, because they were a couple doing it together, and Jody and I know them. And I think when we signed up, Jody was like, he called Steve immediately. So it's just been a great support, and I love that we have the different, recipes and meal ideas, and you can just lean in whenever you need to. And so I love that about this program, and thank you.
Oh, thank you, Kathy, for sharing all of that. One more. Do we have one more person that wants to share?
I will. Mine's pretty easy and quick, but as people were talking, I just kept thinking about how it works. Like, I know that seems silly and simple, but it's just, even if I have an off day or I get off plan, like, I am very assured that as soon as I get back on, it works. Like, the plan works if you work it. And I have just been super thankful. Lauren Yeomans is my coach, and I just am super thankful to have something that works and supports me. And I've lost like 100 pounds. I just passed 100 pounds last week since November, which is overwhelming. But I say that not to say how great it is, but to say how great it is. It's just, there's so many things that I just didn't think were going to happen. So thankful to have something that is reliable and works.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Wow. Congratulations. 100 pounds. Yeah, Kimberly, you rock. All right. Awesome. Well, so when I started the call, one of the things I meant to do was kind of share my story a little bit. I've been an Optavia coach now a year, and I came to the program looking for a business opportunity. Dee and I met up at a social event, and she shared with me what she was doing, and I hitched my, wagon, hitched whatever word I'm looking for. I joined Optavia in the end of June, and my life was transformed, not just because I love to coach and I love health and wellness, but I also learned a lot about my own health. And I learned that I wasn't eating frequently enough. and that was the big thing, right? That eating every 2 to 3 hours made such a huge difference for me. It kept me from being cranky when my kids got home from school. And it really stabilized things for me. And now my body, boy, every 2 to 3 hours, I'm hungry, and I never am like I was before, where I was standing in the pantry eating potato chips and Thin Mints. So I learned a lot. I'm going to turn it over to Gina now to tell her story, and then she's got some tips for us, and then we'll interview. We have 3 clients that we're going to talk to about the program.
Hi, everybody. So I came to the program because Lisa Bloom and I have been friends for a million years, and she wanted to tell me about this new exciting coaching opportunity and, you know, what I might be interested in coaching. But she also knew that I had been struggling always with my weight. I'm a yo-yo dieter. I've done everything. And actually we had dinner under the guise that I was doing another program, and I had to count my points while I was doing it. So anyway, I had never done anything like this and thought, why not? And at the same time, my husband, Steve, who's on the screen as well, who had had heart disease and had been overweight all his life, finally had enough and said it was time to do something. It hurt to work in the yard, and he was miserable. It was hard to walk, and it was time. So we decided to do it together. And I became a coach at the end. We started in September. I became a coach at the end of October. And I hit my goal. I exceeded my goal by Christmas. And Steve is 6 pounds away from his 100-pound goal. So, yeah. I'm going to get emotional, sorry. So it's been an incredible journey for us. Oh, I can't believe that. Actually, Lisa Bloom can, because she knows I do this on a regular basis. Anyway, so we had a lot of challenges. You know, sometimes I think this is the easiest thing in the world, and other times I think, well, it's kind of hard. But, you know, we kept our why in sight. We felt so different almost immediately. And we remembered how we felt when we came to the program. And that's what we kept in our forefront, you know, when we were making those choices. Did we want to continue to feel the way we do? Or do we want to go back to how we felt when we joined? And that was a big motivator for us. I mean, we're not perfect, but it definitely changes the way you look at food. And when you're faced with challenges and fun things that you want to do, we never realized that we were going to change our habits along the way as well. So it's been life-changing for both of us. And then coaching has been just a real blessing. So that is my story and Steve's story too. I want to turn it over to Susan Milani. Susan was one of my very, very first clients. We've been friends for a long time, and I want her to tell a little bit about herself, and then I've got some questions for her.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Susan. Like Gina said, we've been friends for a long time. Our girls went through high school together and all that comes with it. And I saw Gina one day, I don't even remember where, I think it was at a high school football game, and she looked incredible. And so I approached her and asked her about what she was doing, and she told me that she would love to share her story. So we met at a Panera Bread, and she told me a lot about the Optavia plan, and I was immediately hooked. I was at a point, I'm 57, almost 58 years old, I'll be 58 on Monday. I was the heaviest I'd ever been. I saw a picture of myself, and it looked like I was pregnant, and I was not. So I knew that I needed to do something. And I also have a son with some special needs, and I know that it's integrally important for me to take care of myself and be healthy so that I can be here for him if he ever needs me, because that could happen down the road. So, and Gina's going to cry. See, I know Gina. But anyway, so I am down 40 pounds since November. And now I almost feel guilty when I don't eat my fuelings, like I'm transitioning, but I'm not sure it's what I really want to do. I think I don't know, but I love the plan, and it has totally changed my life. I had to go shopping for new clothes. That was really fun. My friends made me go because I look schlumpy in my old clothes, and it's just been a really fun experience, and it's been so very easy. So easy.
So, what have been some of your biggest challenges, Susan?
I mean, I think the biggest challenge was to decide to do it. Like somebody was mentioning earlier, the registered dietitian, you know, you can know everything that's right to do, and you can know what you should be doing, but it's just doing it. And so making that decision, trusting Gina, knowing her for as long as I've known her, and trusting her, seeing the impact that it had on her life, I wanted the same thing. I wanted to be healthy, and I wanted to look better, and I wanted to feel better. So, you know, honestly, I actually started a week before Thanksgiving. So the holidays were challenging, but I took great pride in the fact that I stuck to the plan. And I felt so much better than everybody else around me who was eating these really big Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners and then feeling yicky afterwards. And I'm like, let's go. You know, it was just totally different for me. So I really, the biggest challenge I had was making the decision to do it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. Well, Susan, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you, Gina.
All right. Mary Jo, can you take yourself off mute? Right.
Got it.
There you go. This is Mary Jo Holtzbrief, and she and I too have been friends for a long time. And she came to the program a couple months ago. And so, Mary Jo, tell your story.
My story. I have been on every diet under the sun. I've always lost weight, but I'm always either losing or gaining constantly my whole life, I feels like. So I know what to do. I just, I get my head around it. I get motivated. I lose the weight, and then I can't wait to get off the diet. And this, me knowing when Gina started coaching, I knew she was the right one. She's walked the walk. She's talked the talk. She totally gets where I've been. She's been there. You and I have talked about it over the years. So without question, you were going to be my gal. And, you know, lucky me, I had several friends that were doing it. So we all kind of get together and talk about it too. So that's good. And that the community, that makes it easier. I've always felt like I've been undercover when I've been on the diet. So it's good to get it out in the open and talk about it and have the community. And it's kind of a no-brainer. You pull out your 5 little packets and you figure out what you're going to eat for dinner. Other than that's been a good. That part has been good for me.
What?
So my next part will be, you know, I've reached my original goal. I'm thinking about another 10. We'll see, you know, where that all ends up. And then I'm scared to do the transition. That for me will be the transition and maintenance, and the rest of my life will be the hard part, because that's the part I can't seem to get under control. I feel a lot better this time around. But we'll see. I'm crossing my fingers.
What scares you? What scares you the most?
Because I've been able in the past to do this part. This part I've been able to do. It's just phase 2, or that's the part that I'm really nervous about. So, but that's the part I got to do. That's the part I got to do. But I feel like the community, the weekly check-ins with you, some of my best friends are doing this. The rest of people, I think it's there. I've just got to get there and own it and do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and Dee just commented that's really everybody's fear, and it was definitely mine as well. But there's a lot of people on the screen that have all been through it and have maintained, and nothing feels as good as the way you do right now.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Okay.
Done great. I passed her the other day driving down the road, and I almost didn't recognize her. I hadn't. So that's great. Well, Mary Jo, thank you so much for celebrating.
Of course, thanks.
And have a lot to celebrate. So I'm going to throw it back to Lisa.
Yeah, congrats, Susan and Mary Jo. I love hearing your stories, and it is very common. Transition is a big fear for people because they think, how am I gonna keep doing this? And we just stick with you. Lean into your coach in this community, and we're gonna take you through it. And I always tell my clients, maybe I shouldn't, but I'm like, I'm your coach for life. Like you're not gonna lose me. And I know Gina feels that way. All right, so next I have a client, Susanna Myers, who's on the phone, and we can't see her, and hopefully, Dee, you can unmute her. Susanna? I know she can hear us. She's texting me.
Go ahead.
She's unmuted now.
Try talking now. Susanna?
She is unmuted.
All right, let me see.
Well, we're working that out. I will pop in, Mary Jo, and just share. I did put it in the chat. So my name is Dee Korchin, and I've been coaching for 8 years and have a lot of experience carrying people through transition and maintenance. And I think you're absolutely right that it's a really big fear, and it's something you've been to this rodeo before, and this has been a struggle area. So, so much I can't emphasize enough getting involved like you are here in the community, getting involved with the education that we provide. And then, it's so evident we can't ignore that if we step into that role of helping somebody else in the coaching, whether you're helping 1 or 2 people, they did a study through Johns Hopkins that showed that we're 5 times more successful. So 500% more successful. And in 8 years of coaching and hundreds of individuals, I would just say it's a statistic we can't ignore. So, definitely want to be taking that into consideration. Anybody who's watching this call, it's just, it is the ticket. Are we there yet? Can we get Susanna? Lisa?
Let's see. Can we try unmuting her one more time? Dee, is she unmuted?
Okay, I just did it again.
She might be dialed in. She's dialed in from both her computer and her phone, I think. So I don't know. Do we see her? Do we see two?
You see the computer.
I see the computer.
Phone, I can't see.
Yeah, we don't have the way we can't access her by phone. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, shoot, because she has a great story. She is on her way to losing 60 pounds. And I saw her last night at church, and I barely recognized her. So I would love, is there anybody else on the call who wants to share their story, since we don't have Susanna? Trying to see who else of my clients are here. Marianne, are you there? Can we hear you? I know she said, do you guys see Marianne, Dee?
Let me see. I do not.
Hey, Lisa, this is Steve. I'll go.
Thank you, Steve.
Just that we've already celebrated, but as Gina said, just a huge goal for me to get under 200 pounds, which I haven't been, and I don't have any idea when I would have been less than 200 pounds. And so to hit that this past week and start driving through those last few pounds for the 100-pound goal, we'll see if we keep going, but just tremendous. And just with, Lisa and Gina's help, it's been great experience. And I think someone else mentioned about buying clothes, just a totally different experience for me now to be able to shop and buy stuff that off the rack and things like that. So just been tremendous experience.
Yeah, Steve, it has been so inspiring to watch your transformation and to listen to you talk about your story and your history and all the challenges you've had. around your own health. And I particularly love the every Friday Hawaiian shirt day. I look forward to it every Friday. So we've got Lori Gant on the phone also. Dee, she's trying to unmute her phone. Can we try unmuting her? All right, Lori, I think you're unmuted. Can we hear you? I am 0 for 2 here.
Can you hear me now?
We hear you, Lori, but you're garbled. Try again.
That was actually Susanna. Susanna, you want to try again?
Yes, can you hear me?
You're all garbled. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good sound. Oh, it's kind of funny though.
Like, we could try to work with that.
You sound like something from Disney. Sorry.
My God, or that, or you sucked on some helium before the call. Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh. Well, you guys, we have Gina and I as coaches on the call. You have a lot of coaches. So does anybody have any questions? We can do a little Q&A here.
Do you guys have any tips or anything to share, Gina and Lisa, maybe about the 4th of July coming up? Or did you have anything that you wanted to share?
You know, I have already done some planning for something we were invited to on Thursday, and scrolling through recipes, and there's I have to bring a side, and I'll probably bring a couple, but there's so many great options for lean and green that, as I heard someone today say, you're bringing it for your own health, but you're wanting to share it with everybody. And I think it's that you see all that food out there, and like what Susan Milani said earlier about Thanksgiving and Christmas, you know how you feel afterwards when you go crazy. So it's just a lot easier just to, stay the course, stay within. You don't have to be perfect, but stay within, and you'll feel so much better on the 5th.
Yeah, and I think of the 4th of July, I think freedom and independence, right? And that's what all of us in some way, shape, or form have been looking for, some sort of freedom. Freedom from our old mindset, freedom from the old clothes we used to wear, and just we're stepping into a new way of living and a way of life. And life happens, events happen, holidays happen. And I think the key is, like Gina said, kind of keeping in touch with your why and thinking ahead about how you want to feel the next day. Because that's where the freedom comes in. And anybody here running the Peachtree with me on the 4th of July? I play a runner at the finish line, so don't make me sound like I'm a runner. Anybody else doing the Peachtree?
I'll be there with you, Lisa.
Awesome, Lauren. All right, we have to look for each other because my running buddy is out in Bryce Canyon right now. So the key, right, is water, right? You guys, we talk about drinking water all the time, and hydration is especially important. And in this heat, this Atlanta heat that we're having, and humidity, the more hydrated you can be, the better. And anybody doing the Peachtree, I recommend definitely splitting your lean and green and having some of it in the morning before you go, because you want to keep that energy up. So, all right. Anybody else? Do you have anything you want to add?
Well, I want to thank you, Lisa and Gina, for hosting this call for us tonight. And thank you guys, everybody who made the decision to be on tonight. Was a great decision for you. And thanks for the, the technical difficulties. I think the one thing we try to show you as coaches is that, we're clients just like you, and we're figuring things out, and sometimes things don't go to plan, right? And you just roll with it. And right after this call, we are going to go into our coach celebration call. So the first Monday of every month, our coach team has a great community, just like this. We've got a separate Facebook group and community of coaches. And on the first Monday, we celebrate our coaches. And these are people like you, new coaches that have stepped into coaching, that are starting to help their first few people. And they'll share what their experience has been, as well as some other coaches that are growing into ranks that are helping lots of people. So we're just going to keep this rolling and encourage you to stay on, just to take a peek at what this world looks like, and what's possible, what could be potentially possible for you. Because if you're not aware, I mean, we've talked tonight primarily about the healthy body part of Optavia, healthy body. But the real mission of Optavia is healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And so that the healthy mind comes through getting the good relationship with food and your meaning and purpose in life. And then the business side of this can help so much with offering you more time, and with the finances also helping in that area, which we know is such a critical part of the equation. So Larry and I both do this full time as coaches. We've got coaches that do it part-time and coaches that have moved from part-time and replaced full-time incomes as coaches. So we're going to roll right over. It's now 7:30, so we're going to roll into our coach celebration now, and thanks to everybody who is staying on. And we're just going to talk a little bit about the month of June, because as coaches, we are here to help other people get healthy. And we do that by helping more clients, and we do that by introducing people into the coaching opportunity, because we know of all the benefits that it provides. So I wanted to share with you, I mean, every coach, our experience was probably different in the month of June. Some of us surpassed our goals and helped more than we expected to, and some might not have. But as an organization, what we really like to look at—
What do you call?
Oh, Lisa, you're still— there she is. So as a team, like if you're helping one person, yeah, you're into a collaborative of us working together. And as a group, we helped. It was the third highest month we've ever had as an organization in terms of how many people that we have helped to better health. And in fact, we helped 258 new clients in the month of June, made the decision to be a client and start their health journey with a coach on our team. So congratulations for that. 258 more people in addition to everybody else that we already have on this journey with us. And that's only because of you and who you know, and that touch and your story that inspired somebody else. And we also had a record, you guys. We had 24 new coaches join our team in the month of June. And so that is probably almost 10 more than the month before. So, 24 more people have this opportunity for themselves through coaching to help people. And then we had 12 people who moved up a rank up with us. And to move up a rank in Optavia just means it's a recognition for how many people that you're helping, whether that be clients or coaches. So for time purposes, what we do on this call is we have our new senior coaches, or whatever rank you came in at. If this was your first time to rank up, you're going to get to speak, as well as any new executive director and beyond. So we will start. Frank and Shauna Davis, you've had a great month, adding a lot of new coaches and clients, and several people have ranked up to senior coach or above on your team. So we would love to hear from you and them.
Thank you, Dee. So I'm going to introduce one of them and let Shauna introduce the other two. So I'm going to introduce, and I have a couple pages here on my screen. I'm looking for Jeanette Skinner. Jeanette is one of our new senior coaches. She is a hospital CEO and just went senior coach in her first month as a coach. Is she on here, Jeanette? I'm looking for you.
She'll be a phone.
Oh, you're a phone.
So Jeanette, we will need you to unmute yourself on your phone. It's usually *6.
*6.
Okay. I think she has a lot of trouble with her internet in her area, and she sent me a text earlier that she was on, but she wasn't sure how long her connection was going to last.
All right, so you want to go ahead and introduce the other two?
Yeah. Do you want me just to go?
Yeah, let's keep going and maybe ask her to try to come back in on it. Maybe.
Okay. Okay. All right. So the next person I want to introduce is Anna. Anna Brown. I know she's on here somewhere. Anna, you want to unmute yourself? Anna and I went to school together, and high school, so I've known her a long time. And she came on board and went senior coach this month, and we're just really excited about the growth in her business right now. She's the one that posted the amazing video of her grandkids giving an Optavia plug.
Hey, everybody. Yes, I'm Anna. Yeah, my grandkids, they're the ones who really pushes me along. They like to do these videos. I had one earlier trying to get in on this one. But I just want to say that this program is just amazing. I mean, I've tried other things before. I didn't stick with it because I didn't want to count calories. I didn't want to try to keep up with stuff. With this, I didn't really have to keep up with anything. Just keep up with how many fuelings and your lean and green. Well, that's pretty simple. And then drink your water, which I had no problem. My biggest thing was to lose the weight. I don't even want to say how much I weigh, but I weighed 215 pounds, 4'11", so I was just as big as I am tall. So, but I lost down to, I am now I lost about 40 pounds. So it's kind of slow, but I'm getting it and it's working and I love it. But I just want to say that I know everybody says that they have the best coach, but really, truly, I have the best coaches, because Frank is in there too. They're always there beside me. They're right there really pulling me along because they know I'm kind of tough. I don't want to do this, but I noticed that there was more things to this than just losing weight. The mindset, the pain off my knees, that was just, I could not believe it. I found myself standing longer, walking more, going upstairs about in tears, sitting on the floor crisscross applesauce, that was amazing because I was sitting there and didn't realize that I was doing it, and then just going, wow, this is exciting, but how do I get up? But I got up. It wasn't graceful, but I got up. But I just want to say that this program works. I mean, if somebody says it doesn't work, they're not doing it right. So just stick with it. Keep going. You got it.
Anna, thank you. 40 pounds on a person who is 4'11". I mean, that is such a tremendous health improvement already. So that is exciting. And tell us about your stepping into coaching. And now a senior coach means that you are helping 5 or more people. So tell us what that feels like now to be able to help somebody else.
Well, just going into it at first, it was like I weren't really sure if I wanted to. But I thought, well, yeah, I could do just a few people. That'd be all right. But then just knowing how I felt, and then going on Facebook and reading how everybody else was feeling and what it was doing, was like, why not share it? Why keep it to myself? You've got to share this. You'll be selfish if you don't.
Amen. I mean, really not much to say after that, right? I mean, is the mission, and if we have these kind of results, like, how can you keep it to yourself? So thank you, Anna, for sharing that. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. And I think maybe Jeanette is back on, so we're going to try to see if we can get her on. You want to try to unmute her?
Jeanette, you there? Jeanette, you there?
No, not working. All right. Frank and Shauna.
The next one that we want to introduce tonight is Chris Day. And Chris and I worked together several years ago. Precious person. She came in this program not wanting to coach. Flat out not wanting to coach. I knew she had everything within her to do it. She didn't. But finally she decided she wanted to share. And Chris has ranked up 4 ranks in 1 month. 1 month. That's amazing. She is director now, and so she is on fire, and we just fully expect to see huge things from Chris. So Chris?
I'm glad Frank can keep up with it because it's happened so fast I haven't been able to keep up with where I'm at. But I started Optavia in September last year, and my first goal was to lose 50 pounds by my 50th birthday, and I turned 50 on December 11th. So I achieved that, And since January, have gone on to lose another 28. That's another thing. It's hard to keep track of. It seems like it goes so fast but anyway, I'm up to 78 pounds that I've lost. And I have gained so many more things from this program than just losing weight. I get emotional. I still get emotional talking about it, but just the coaching thing. I know you're probably going to ask me questions about coaching, but I wasn't ready to coach. I thought I had to be completely, through with my weight loss until I could help other people. But it just hit me one day, like, what are you doing? Why are you not sharing this with other people? And I think most challenging thing for me was just to put myself out there, because in my mind, I'm thinking, negative things like, what are people thinking of me? Who do I think I am? But there were so many people right off the bat that were interested in what I did that just completely wiped all the negative out. Like, it's been so rewarding to be able to give this tool to other people, and just been a complete blessing. And I just, it's rewarding for myself, but to be able to give it away is, I don't even, like she said, I don't even know how I could have not done it. So.
Chris, it's been so fun to watch your growth. I mean, as you're shrinking, you're growing in terms of helping more people. Can you speak just for a minute? You made a comment like that people might think negative of you or whatever. Like, I know if anybody's watching this, we can all relate to it as newer coaches, but I think sometimes somebody who might be considering coaching, what were those thoughts that went through your head? And then how were you proven that they were wrong, once you decided to step into this role?
Well, just like I said, I saw Shauna do it, and in my mind, I'm like, well, of course I wasn't there yet. I hadn't lost the weight, but I guess you think you have these preconceived things that people are going to think, who do you think you are? You put those things out there. But like I said, the minute I did it, every week, because by nature I'm an introvert, but every week I would try to at least post 2 or 3 things through the week. And the positivity the messages that would come through my inbox were so much more rewarding than all the negative. They were just gone, just like those unhealthy habits that we've replaced with healthy habits. Those negative thoughts were gone, and it just became easier to do once I started, receiving the positive comments and being able to help other people.
It's so true, and most don't believe it, but I am an introvert by nature as well, Chris. But I think the fact that you have led with your heart and just decided to be a little vulnerable and just put it out there because you knew you had this gift to share people, to move up 4 ranks in 1 month, you're helping, I'm thinking 15, 17 people. I'm not sure what your number is, but it just shows you that the people, who was out there that was just waiting for you to say yes to this.
Yes.
So thank you. I think you're just getting started.
Thanks.
Awesome. All right. We just tried Jeanette one more time.
Okay.
Jeanette, can you?
Can you
Yes,
hear me?
go ahead.
Wow. Okay. So this took just a little bit of rigging up to accomplish. So that's great. So nice to connect with you all. I have to apologize. I shared with Shauna, I've got some interesting internet stuff going on in my community. So I joined, actually I watched Frank online as a fellow healthcare leader, and I was extraordinarily impressed with what he had done. And I reached out to him specifically for my own health and well-being. I work 70, 80 hours a week sometimes. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, leave at 7 and get home at 11, at which point I stand and binge eat my only meal of the day at about 11 o'clock at night. And that turned into 70 extra pounds. I was really impressed with the program, and was very impressed about how the program was originated, the solid medicine and science behind it, and decided to give it a try, and immediately started having results. And I am the most difficult person to lose weight because I don't eat. I'm so busy all day. And the fuelings were incredibly, incredibly convenient for me. I had instant success. I immediately prompted to sign up my husband, and Shauna and Frank both suggested I coach, which was something I was interested in as well, and certainly ranked up in the first month. At this point, I am in active dialogue. I have about 20 potential clients in the wing that are really evaluating this. what's been a surprise for me is how much fun it is to just talk to people and really get to help them, because I've gone a little bit before them and have had success, and I'm making a difference in people's lives much more than I ever could as a nurse or even as a hospital administrator. These issues with severe need to lose weight are very traumatic for people, and to hear them just lose a couple of pounds, it's just so fun. And to have confidence that they're going to make it all the way to 70 or 100 pounds. So for me, that's my why, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm sorry for my technical difficulties, but I would say I am lucky because I have got two great coaches, and Shauna checked on me today to make sure I'm doing okay with my own journey.
Yeah, that's the nice thing when you become a health coach. Thank you, Jeanette, that when you become a coach, I mean, you're still a client. I mean, we all are, so we're on our journey. And what's so awesome, and thank you for saying yes to coaching so early in your journey. I mean, you're just a couple weeks in or whatever, and you said yes, which is just such evidence that we don't have to be all the way down the road in our journey or be an expert. All we do is say, come along and do this with us, because like you said, all the medical credentials are there, all the evidence is there, and really just being a guide and having people come with you. So what a gift, and what a gift for our team to have you with us. And so thank you for that. And we are going to be coming back to Frank and Shauna shortly. But before we do, I want to have Lauren Newman share. Lauren, you had several people who had rank advancement on your team that we'd like to acknowledge.
Yeah, and unfortunately, one of them is in Hawaii. One of them just had an emergency come up, and one of them had something pre-planned that was not able to be on. So, but one of them, Roxanne Little, she is under Myrna and Tyler, and she just started coaching a couple months ago, has loved the program herself, and she just actually signed up. Her 5th client was her mom on Sunday, and her mom's already wanting to sign up as a coach, and she hasn't even started the program yet. So super exciting, and they're just going to be such a powerhouse team, which is really fun because obviously my mom and I are doing this together. So we love taking on mother-daughter teams together. And then the other one, Emily. So Emily, a lot of you got to meet her. She shared at the Atlanta event. She's from Columbus, Ohio. And she's only been coaching for a little over a month. And she has such big dreams. Her and Trisha Shanks, who actually she's under, are really close friends. And they've just been impacting so many people really quickly. And anyway, she's in Hawaii with her husband right now. But we're actually doing an event. We already have an event coming up in Columbus in September or October with them, and they're just so excited to share with all the people in their world. And she's actually a realtor and is loving the way that it's fitting in with her schedule to do coaching. And Shelly Martin, so they both were hit senior coach, and then Shelly Martin lives in Seattle, and she's actually a nutritionist. She's a personal trainer, and she is a hairdresser. And she's an elder's wife in the church. And so she wears a lot of hats. And she is just a go-getter. She is incredible. She stays up to date with all the training. She's, really integrated into the team. And she had a few things. She texted me. She just last minute wasn't able to get on because of an emergency. But she said some of the tips that have really helped her was, one, not prejudging or judging what people's response will be to the program. For instance, if they could afford it, or if they would want to do it. So just not limiting who you talk to and getting those, negative thoughts in your head before you talk to them, because you just never know. And then letting people decide, after sharing with them about it. And being strategic. She said she had someone who was wanting to sign up on July 1st, and she was really bold and asked them if they would place their order on the 30th instead, and they did, which is what helped her hit ED. And she said following up with people who have shared their struggles in the past and just been genuinely curious with how they are doing with their weight loss. And, I talked with her today. We had a great call, and she just is someone who's very good with client support. So just very, very good with being consistent with client support. And she even touched base with all of her clients while she was in Hawaii. and added a client. She was there for 11 days and added a client while she was in Hawaii. So just to see her dedication, her commitment to this has been really cool, even though she could have a lot of excuses of just being really busy, because she really does have a lot going on. So it's been so cool to see her passion and her heart for this program, and just super proud of her. So I'm bummed you guys didn't get to hear from her, but I know you'll be seeing more and more of her too. Thanks.
Thank you, Lauren. It's been fun to watch your team grow. I love the diversity and I love the demographics, that you already mentioned that, she's in Seattle, your team in Ohio, and I know you've got a team in Tennessee, and a lot of us on this call, we live all in different places, and you might have heard Lauren say like, oh, we're going to do an event, and I know we've done an event in Miami with Zena. We're going to do one in North Carolina with her team, and so we will support and help. We've done them in Charlotte. So if you're feeling like you're in a different part of the country and you want to start to build your community, talk to your coach, because we would love to support with that. And I love all the stories, and I love Shelly's story about being in Hawaii for 11 days, renewing her wedding vows and all of that, but yet still integrating it into this awesome life that she's creating. So thank you for that. All right, we are going to move on. I'm real excited to have Lori Cole introduce. She is the business coach for Shauna and Frank. And Lori, just have you share a few words about your team that's moving up.
Yeah, absolutely. We're so proud of Shauna and Frank. They have this month, they're fully integrated business coaches, you guys. Isn't that great? And some things that I love about them is they are just unstoppable. They recognize what a gift that this program is, and they're very consistent in their posting. And a couple of things that I've actually kind of gotten with Shauna, and I'm like, tell me more about some things that are working for you. And here are some things, coaches. I mean, they're following up with their with all of their phone calls. They're making a follow-up phone call. They're circling back around. And then the second thing that they're doing is they are just taking time to build community in their own organization. And I think it's wonderful. I think that they're showing people what the possibilities can be through Optavia, which is an amazing gift in a program. And I think that, the proof is in the pudding. What can we say, right? So we're tickled that they're doing so well. And I am their business coach, but I feel like so often I learn from them, and that's what I love about us, because we all bring something to the table. We all have a story, and so I'm just tickled to hear from them tonight. So thanks, happy anniversary, you guys, and thanks for making time for us.
Well, Lori, first of all, thank you for saying yes when you said yes, because if you hadn't, we wouldn't be here tonight. So I really appreciate that. So remember that, guys, when you hesitate to talk to somebody, you never know, what kind of life you're going to impact, or how much of that life you're going to impact, because this has truly been an amazing journey for both of us. And I want to thank our coaches, because you guys are amazing. Just each and every one of you, we're so proud of you. One of the things that has been really important for me to realize is planting seeds, because it doesn't matter whether you're making a text or a post or making a phone call or a follow-up phone call or talking to somebody in the store. You're planting a seed, and a lot of times that will come back. When you don't think it will, it will. Chris is an example. I talked to her earlier and she wasn't interested, and she came back. I've got a couple of coaches like that. So just keep planting those seeds and share every day. Share your business every day. Even when you get tired of sharing your business, share it some more, because it will impact somebody, and people are watching you whether you know it or not. Some frustrations along the way for us have been, you have clients that give up on their health journey, and that's frustrating, and it's heartbreaking sometimes to see. Sometimes you'll have coaches that will give up. That's heartbreaking and frustrating to see. And you'll reach out and reach out and reach out, but there's always going to be a silver lining somewhere. You're always going to have someone that's going to come back. And we've had so many people call us here lately that we talked to months ago, and we didn't stop touching base with them, We didn't leave them behind and just, forget about them. We still just every now and then touch base or run something by. And we're posting every day. Frank is the master at posting. So, he's putting us out there, and that's so important to your journey. So remember that. And one of the things that really got me was I heard on one of the boot camp videos, what else are you going to do? And that like slapped me in the face. What else am I going to do? I can't imagine never being a part of this amazing program. And I can't imagine never helping people with this, because, we see people every day, and I just say, please let me show you something that I've got. And obviously I haven't gotten quite there yet, but that's a little bold for me. But, how can we not share this amazing gift? It's been a blessing. And
yeah, great job. So Shauna's got such a heart for the business, and you're going to hear a different side now from me. So she's the heart. I'm a little bit more bolder, a little bit more outspoken, and I have to decide right away when I came in this business, do I want a small business, a medium business, or a big business? And I decided I wanted a big business. So I want to help a lot of people, and I also want to generate an income that will help us in our future. So I decided right away, if I want a big business, I have to be persistent, consistent, and I have to do all the things that is taught every single day. I post every day. I don't just post once a week. I don't post twice a week. I don't just post when I feel like it. I post every single day. And if you're only posting 3 or 4 times a week, it's not going to get the job done. It's not going to get the job done. You may say, well, I'll post 3 times so for me, I just decided I wanted a big business, and then I had to also decide it was a mindset for me. And for me, you've heard the saying that, put some money back for a rainy day, or always have something to fall back on. Those mindsets, you've heard that. Well, I dismissed those mindsets. I say, there is nothing I'm going to fall back on. I'm not falling back on anything. I'm not putting anything back. I'm not falling back on anything, because this is it. I put all my chips in, like a poker game. I put all my chips in, and this is what I'm counting on right here. I'm not falling back on anything. I'm not saying if this don't work, I'll do that. If this don't work, I'll do this. This is it for me right here. This is it. This is the mindset. I love the story of the conqueror named Cortez. And if you haven't heard this story, Cortez in the 1500s, he took his army of men across the ocean to the Yucatan Peninsula. He took his ships there. He landed on the shores. This was a country that nobody had been able to conquer these guys. Nobody had been able to take their treasure. Cortez took all his men across the ocean. They landed on the beach, and he turned to his men. They were outnumbered. They were outgunned. They were looking defeat in the eye. And he turned to his men and he said, "Burn our boats." And his men was like, "What?" He said, "Yes, burn our boats." That told his men, his army, he's got one option. We either win or we die. And if we win, we're going home in their boats. And that's my attitude in this business. I either win or I die. It's either this or nothing. Nothing. There is no turning back. There is no nothing else. There is nothing else. So if we're win, we are going to win. And we're going to go home in their boats. That's my attitude. It's a mindset. There's nothing else, nothing I'm going to fall back on. I'm doing this day in and day out because I want a big business. I want to help a lot of people, and that's what I'm doing. Thank you.
that's where we're at.
I don't know. If you guys could just have a little more passion for what you're doing, just a little bit. Who knows? Thank you, you guys. It has been so fun to watch you grow, and it's that heart and that business. You put that two together, and you guys are unstoppable. And Frank plays Mr. Tough Guy there, but that guy, he's got a heart of gold for helping other people. So thank you guys. It's just, I know you're just getting started, and I know you had frustrations and sometimes things weren't always on your time frame, but what Frank said about persistent and consistent, name of the game.
Okay.
Larry, you want to take a minute and close us out?
Sure. Again, first of all, Frank, that was awesome, because that kind of wraps us up for today. It really goes to show that, Frank, your heart, and you're so passionate because this is it. This is it. This is what we do. We change lives. We make things happen each and every day. And there's so many people who are hurting out there. We heard a lot of stories today. And again, you know, that's why we do what we do. And, you know, again, your passion is great. Everybody delivers their passion in different ways. And, you know, there's a lot of great leaders in the company. And, you know, that's some of the stuff that we're going to see at convention. You know, at the end of this month, I know Doug Wood, he's got a book out. I'm about probably a third of the way through it, but he's the same way. He makes no apologies, but at the same time, one of the things that he says in there, nobody is going to do it for you, right? You got to do it. You got to do the work, okay? But there's plenty of people that'll rally around you and help you do the work. And that's the key thing, but you still have to do the work. And God's given us a lot of blessings. And we've got to, again, use what we have. And that's everybody here on this call tonight. So again, just an awesome month. Again, everybody did great this month. I know there was some concerns. It was June, and I know some people didn't end up where they wanted to, but that's okay. Again, we trim back. We understand where our businesses are, and we move forward from there. And again, I see great things for us in July. Big month with convention going on. And we love you guys, and we appreciate everything you're doing each and every day. So just keep up the good work. I know there's a lot of folks I reached out to, new coaches. So welcome. I'm the crazy guy that called you today and welcomed you. So welcome aboard. And again, just excited for you.
In the win.
In the win. So, but anyway, I appreciate you guys. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we've got Dr. A's call now, followed by the 8:30 training. So thank you guys for being a part of this, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody, and congrats to everyone.
Love you.